Hi, Genki Call here with the Looking for Guidance World event for the week of July 4th, 2022. But first, the lore. Stheno told us of the city of Hellcrag, of the treasures it once possessed. It was overrun by demons, though, during the Great Blight, and her sister Medusa had cursed it, turning them all to stone. We set out to find a tracker who might lead us there. We traveled to Nexus to ask for help from Hawthorne and his hunters, hoping they might be able to find Hellcrag. As payment, we offered to show them some new hunting grounds, collect fish and games for Hawthorne in exchange for his help. So there are fish and game, as you can see, and according to the scoring on the official website for each of the things we're going to fight, those totals add up to the following. So basically, what you want to do is go for Megabore and Basilisk, if you can, and avoid Gorbel, the one that's blue. Other than that, Charybdis isn't going to be great, but how are you going to remember? Megabore and Basilisk, that's basically what you need to know. And there are variable amounts of points that can be dropped by Megavore and Charybdis. Charybdis is not going to have enough variables to make it outshine Basilisk, though, so that's why I say that particular order. Anyway, let's get in here. I have teams for you. I don't love them. I'm not very fond of the Nexus troops in general. And also, for people with no legendaries, I have 3 different kinds of team builds. All of them are using the elemental balance because I don't know what weapons you have. This is one that you get from getting your blue and brown mana mastery up, but beyond that, I'm not sure which ones of these you might have. So I just put elemental balance on all of them. If you have Tide's Lash or Umbral Tome, they're going to be better. Ocea's Tome for the ones that have a lot of blue on the team. But these do damage to all enemies, so if you have them, they might be a better idea for you. But keep watching and we will see. So I'm not sure how these are going to work out. I chose this specific setup here because all of them will create a green gem at the beginning of the turn, hopefully meaning that you'll have plenty of mana. The Nature Weird is going to do scatter damage, so it's going to do damage to all enemies. And Natureborn Hunter is going to, ignore this. Let's cover up that 3 there. So create an elemental star plus 1 for every green ally and 1 more for every 3 green gems. And if they have a beast, they get an extra turn, which is great. But I'm counting on those elemental stars to give us some mana. I don't know how this guy is actually going to work out. I haven't tried him, so he might not be a good choice for this team. You might want to choose another one that will do damage to the enemy instead. But the Natureborn Warden is up here because she has a 50% chance to do true damage with skull damage. So, all of these teams are using Elementalist. I'm just going to go with it because my Elementalist is maxed out, but I'm just going to go with it for the video. So anyway, let's give this a try. I have 2 more teams for people without any legendaries. And then, of course, you can always use a good weapon. I forgot to make the cheese team, which would be Tide's Lash or Ocea's Tome with 3 Shayle. I forgot to put that in here, so anyway, let me come back in here and let's see how this works. I just don't know about the elemental balance. I've used it before and I wasn't impressed with it, but that's what I was hoping for. Everything here has full mana now because of those 3 green gems being created at the start of the turn, and then I'm counting on the Nature Weird to kill things. Now, I haven't gone over what you might be able to get from the shop if you are extraordinarily lucky, and that is any of the Nexus troops. We are only able to use Nexus troops, and actually, no, Basilisk is the one we do want to do. So, not class troops. base rarity. So if you're very, very lucky, you could pull Kalika or King Heliodor. You probably won't be able to pull the lovers. I have never verified whether or not you're actually able to get the special troops like the ones from the vault or the ones from the faction from the shop. It says eligible troops. Does that mean you can get the ones that are special? I don't know, but I do know that you can definitely get the mythic from it if you're very lucky. So I'm going to actually buy a second, not that, we're going to do here, we're going to buy the second tier here, just so we can have that explosion on top of the um, on top of the enchant, and then we'll go to fight and fight the basilisk. It should pop up a reminder, and I'll go ahead and I'm just going to equip Medals of Seasons here just to be fair, and then Badge of Thorns, and we'll do this. I just used this team. Oh, oops, that's okay. Maybe we'll get to cast Elemental Balance. I am not fond of this thing. Okay, let's see what it does. I just don't know. Let's see what happens. I mean, I just don't see it as being a very good weapon. If it would create 8 and then match and then create more, 8 more and then match and then create 8 more and match and give you a ton of mana, that would be one thing. But it's just flooding the board with a bunch of random gems that don't have a chance to be matched. So how is that helpful? Anyway, yeah, either one of these will do. You want to do the lowest level, no matter what you're fighting, do the lowest level because it's not based on, the points are not based on your level. So the next team for people without legendaries is this one. We're going for red this time. I'm still leaving the nature weird on here just because for now it's going to do damage to all enemies. You can add another red creating troop in here. If you wish, or later on. But the banners I chose for these as well aren't necessarily the ideal banners. They're just ones that I know that I would hope that people would have if they're lower level. So I'm trying to be sure to keep that in mind when I make these teams, because generally speaking, people that don't have the legendaries may not have access to the underworld yet, may not have the labyrinth banner, you know, that kind of stuff. So, all right, let's try this out, see how it goes. Ba-dum-bum. I will do one more setup after that for the people with no legendaries. I'm trying to copy something. It's not working. There we go. All right. So again, the same thing. I'm counting on this is going to create red, create red. This is going to create a green. And I just really want to kill everything with this. But I'm going to cast this instead to see what happens. Like I said, it's just a bunch of random gems. I just am not fond of this weapon. All right, 13 for people with no legendaries. This time we're going Charybdis. And I forgot to mention that Megavore will only show up every 4 battles. And you'll have to fight, you will only have a chance to fight him every 4 battles. So manage paste. This time we have the wrong team. Ha ha ha. Let me try this again. Wait. Maybe that was the right one. Same basic premise? Oh, this is different. Okay, so this time we have one of each. And why did I do this? This is the tank version of the team. So the Fireborn warrior is going to gain armor, and don't worry about the boost. He's going to gain armor. He has 25% skull damage reduction. The Waterborn Priestess is going to give life to all allies, and then the nature weird for damage. This is not a great setup because the weapon sucks. If you can find a better weapon to take in here, that would be great. Now the banner is one that it's a warband banner. And I was thinking that people that are lower level are actually more likely to have this because you get those war coins from completing kingdom quests. So if you don't have this, just pick something that's minus purple. Okay. Alright, so the idea was to tank up here and just get a bunch of armor, get a bunch of life with her for your entire team. Bring in a better weapon if you can. Taking the yellow off the board because of this guy, and I'm gonna take out them. Meh, I don't love these guys together. I wish we had some other options this week, but there's my Megavore, and so we're gonna go for, I have two options here for people with Legendaries, and we're gonna go with double Shayle with King Heliodor and the Vulcan's Mace, which you can get in the Soul Forge right now because we are in Nexus this week. This is going to create a mix of red and brown gems. The brown's going to feed the entire team. The red is going to feed King Heliodor, and he's going to do true damage to the first enemy and knock them through the back. Then create elemental stars, which will hopefully give you some mana. Shayle is going to give you mana for sure. And then it's an all brown team, so 5 left to all elementals, that's the whole team. And this is boosted by brown gems and allies. And Shayle, you just want to put a elemental star in to create match 4s if you can. And I'll just show you how this works. It's a level 10. It's level 10. Lower levels, use the nature weird just to get through it quickly. But later on, you're going to want something with a little more heft to it, so to speak. So, no quick mana here. We'll do that. Elementalist, awesome. Alright, first enemy. Yeah, okay, so we got a couple of elemental stars here. Can we create a match 4? Now remember, this is only going to match the 4 colors that you see here. Brown, blue, green, and red. So, want to create a match 4 here somewhere with those colors. You cannot replace the skulls. I'm assuming that means you also cannot replace other special gems. So, oh, there we go. We'll do it right here where there's already a match 4. Get some extra little explosions there. Get lots of mana for your team. Shayle is really, really nice. This does not include yellow. You can see here it's not yellow. That's Umbral Stars that does that. So we'll do this. And yeah, we'll go ahead and... this is much slower, but it's heavier damage. So we're just going to do this, and then we'll Vulcan's Mace him. So that is the first option. And then for the second option, if you have King Heliodor, we are going to go... Now, Nexus Portal, Umbral Portal, they're both summoners, which is great. Lowest level, have really no choice here. Manage Paste. It's the same team, only with Lash. Hold on, please. I like the idea of this one better because King Heliodor does true damage, Lash does true damage, and so it's got some synergy that way. We still have Shayle for mana generation and, different banner. So we'll take this one in. I'll show you this one. And then I have 2 teams with Kalika. Kalika is the only mythic here. So, all right. So starting out, yes, we're going to do that. Match 4s are awesome. Match 4s. Got the lightning strike going on there from Elementalist class. And yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. And Lash should probably take care of the rest here. Oh, not quite. But if you get more... pardon. If you get more badges and medals later on, of course it's going to boost everything. So that is that team. Avoid Gorbel at all costs. And the first team with Kalika is as follows. King Heliodor with Ocea's Ocea's Tome isn't the best. No, Ocea's Tome will be fine because it explodes 4 gems for each blue ally, and there are only 2, but all of them are elementals, so it should be fine. We should still have plenty of things blowing up. This team came from my brother Bree. Some of you know him as Warden from my streams, and the rest of you know him as Druid from my guild. So, anyway, King Heliodor, Ocea's Tome to blow things up. Kalika does damage to 4 random enemies, and then Nexus Portal's going to get you some mana, hopefully, and it is a summoner in case you get in trouble. So, this is exactly as Bree put the team together, except that my Elementalist is maxed out and his isn't. Wahahaha. Oh, sorry, Bree. I'm not sorry. Anyway, let's see. Blow things up. Yeah, we're still going to get plenty of things blowing up here. So we're going to do that. We'll do Kalika, and with the boost, yeah, that's just about going to take him out. So, again, I have to walk away. I'll be back in just a minute. All right, let's go. There's just one more team to get through. Lowest level, the next team is one that I made. Now, I personally love the Umbral Tome. I like it a lot. I use it with my Rowan team. It's just, it does a lot of damage to all enemies. Umbral Tome, boosted by Umbral Stars. I don't even worry about that. It's just damage to all enemies across the board, which I love. And it creates a Dark Storm, and it gains magic. It drains mana from the first enemy. It breaks barriers. It's just, I really, really like this particular weapon. Darkborn Warlock, only because he does damage to all enemies. And you can put something else in here later on, or you could even put the Nature Weird in here for starting out. Put a second Kalika, whatever you feel like. Put a Shayle in here, actually, would be fine. But I'm going for damage to everything across the board here. Nexus Portal is my only form of mana generation, which is, a little worrisome to me, but we'll see. Now, I chose -brown. Yeah, let's give it a try, see how it goes. I haven't tested these teams, I just make the teams and then I figure it out as I go. So sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. And that's why you will oftentimes hear me saying, I don't know about this team. And then other times like, oh, I love this team. Just depending. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. Boosted. Look at this boost. Look at this boost. Oh, it's beautiful. And we have an Umbral Storm right now from the Nexus portal. So look at this boost. It's beautiful. All right, and then this to finish off. So anyway, I hope that you've enjoyed this video and that it's at least, I don't love the teams in general, but I hope that it has at least inspired you to try something and that you will find something that you love. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you folks soon. Bye-bye!